Let's go. Crazy all over the place. Man, my head's been spinning all day. Just got off with it feels like just got off an hour ago, got off with the Dragons Crossing AMA. There was like 5 other things going today all at once. Head spinning, mega, super, crazy, alpha AMA. First, we got the Dark Summoning event. Starts midnight tonight, right? So that's coming up here in just a few hours. And so first of all, Dark Summoning right off the bat, 50% discount off tiers. And I think Brown Gent was just live. I was starting to catch up on that. And then on top of the 50% discount, it's reduced right off the bat, 50%. Then on top of that, if you do,
that right there.
On top of that, you get a 20% tier rebate. If you do 11 to 30 Dark Summons, it's a 50% tier rebate. And then over 30, it's an 80% tier rebate. Plus, there's going to be a Gen 0 drawing in their same style based off how many Dark Summons you do. Baby, man.
Bro, that's going to be so huge. I mean, number one, you look at that 80% of the tiers you get back. That is monstrous. Number one,
yes,
it's going to consume a lot of heroes, right? Draw down the supply potentially. There's some degens out there that are going to be burning like fools trying to get that Gen 0 hero. So it's going to, number one, reduce the supply of heroes, which is good for heroes. And it will, number two, get a lot of those tiers back in the hands of our true gamers, the ones that are really playing this game every day, which is freaking amazing. Like, that's the way it should be in my mind. So they will have them ready for pets, which gives them a leg up because they're the ones actively playing.
Right.
So I love this on so many levels.
I know, right? We're going to be burning still, even though it is an upfront 50% reduced number of tiers, it's still going to be a lot of tiers flowing out of the ecosystem. And then on top of that, we got the mega giga super crazy, insane, mind-blowing patch coming.
The pets.
And it sounds like to me, my takeaway was like, this stuff starts this weekend, maybe. And then it's like a multiple phase rollout that's going to be over the span of multiple days, though. He said just a few days, quote unquote. Okay. And I listened to it like multiple times.
They do like their stealth drops.
Yeah.
I have noticed that. Like, they talk about something like, well, but we don't know exactly when it's going to happen. And then like 4 hours later, all of a sudden, poof, it's live. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's happening tonight. But I have seen them do that before. Sometimes it's Friday. Sometimes it's like a Sunday drop. Like, but they do enjoy doing those stealth drops.
So I know. So I'm really bullish on heroes, like the price cost of heroes. Okay. And then also tiers, because first of all, the Dark Summoning event, yes, it's cheaper tiers, so that's the bomb. Plus then later on down the road, we get a tier rebate. That'll be nice. But in the short term, we still got to use up half the number of tiers that we otherwise would.
Right.
So it's a great time to Dark Summon. It's a great time to flip heroes if that's what your thing is. Buy, sell heroes.
Yep.
Get in there. I'm sure the heroes have already pumped. How about the tiers? Where are the tiers at? All right, let's look.
Now, if you have noticed a little bit of alpha that some people might not have picked up on, a lot of these pets are going to increase the rate of earning for experience pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So what's that going to do to stand pots and the components used to make stand pots? If you're sitting on a large pot of those, if you're like a large pile of those trying to swing them, now might be a good time to swing out of them. Just saying, not financial advice, but I mean, I'm looking at what might happen, right?
Swing out
for heroes to get experience, so people don't need as many stamina pots. If they don't need as many stamina pots, that's less demand in that situation, right? So if there's less demand for the stamina pots, there's going to be even less demand for the materials made to create those stamina pots.
Right, except unless depending on which materials are required, like for example, milkweed is required for stamina pots. Well, if it turns out we don't think milkweed will be required to hatch a green egg, but it could be. So if it turns out,
oh, bro, it's all speculation, right? I mean, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, I'm just sharing my chain of thought and what I'm looking at with the community, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm thinking, here's the way my brain thinks is that in the short term, I'm surprised tiers haven't pumped more. They have pumped a little bit today. I wonder where the hero floor price is.
We've been talking about it for a while. To a degree, it's priced in. I mean, I know I bought several thousand tiers like weeks and months ago. Like, I've got enough to where I can open or pop all my eggs or hatch them and not have to buy any right now because I know the price is going to go up, you know?
Okay, so
you've been talking about it. So the smart money has been doing it, right? If y'all haven't been doing it, y'all have not been listening to my man Grady here. What the hell's wrong with you? He's been laying it on a silver table for you. We all
I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know.
Not saying do exactly what we say, research it, but it's usually a pretty good idea to research some of Grady's stuff.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not sure how priced in it really is. I think there's so many people that are just like, screw it, I'm just dumping everything because everything just keeps dumping down. And so it's like sort of like I'll see it first before I believe it type mindset going on. And this ecosystem doesn't price stuff in anymore, which is just
there is a lot of reactionary stuff going on. I mean, I look at it that way. Yeah, I'm sure it is somewhat. I know you're heavily invested in them. You're probably sitting on a stack. BG's probably sitting on a stack. There's a lot of smart people who enjoy playing games, but also understand how to trade, right? So I'm not saying like there's people out there with stacks that are like 5% of the supply or anything like that, but I think there's a lot of intelligent people poised to make a couple dollars when the time's right.
Yeah,
surprised. Not that they're going to dump on the community or anything. It's always smart to extract some of your value, right? To take some profits every now and then. If you're not doing that, then you're the person who is having value extracted from you. It's just that simple. It's a zero-sum game, y'all. Be the smart ones. Someone is going to lose, whether you're there or not. That's going to happen. Are you going to let the big freaking organizations take all the profits, or are you going to get a little bit too so you can make your life better for yourself and the children? And you don't have to hurt a project, right? Maybe you. And I do want to say something about that if I could real quick, because on one of our previous streams, like I went kind of hard and was like, and I almost sounded like I was saying like forget about DeFi Kingdoms, right? Put it aside or something like that is what I said, or I implied it, or maybe people thought that I threw shade. Not at all what I was saying. I was giving a little bit of my secret sauce and how I've succeeded in this space, right? I find an amazing project. I find an amazing team. I find a community I can get behind who's not toxic. And I put my money into that project, and then I put my time and my effort, and I help build the community, and I help explain things and troubleshoot and do what I can. And then after a time, like I need to focus on something else. Doesn't mean I'm out of that project. Like I invest in projects for like 2 to 3 to 4 years, not looking for that quick flip. Sometimes it happens. That quick flip's there, but usually that's not what I'm about. And that's what we saw. Like DeFi Kingdoms, I was there heavily for the first year. I've kind of backed off, focusing on building the next program, the next project, because that community's there. It's solid. Like I'm not worried about DeFi Kingdoms dying and going away. Like the community is strong with DeFi Kingdoms. I'm not necessary. But if you notice every now and then when like shit goes sideways, I pop back in, right? I'm still there. I'm just not as forward and as active because I'm not as necessary. And I'm helping to build something else. My ultimate goal is to have a community of 10, 20 projects, games, so that when we go to a convention and talk to Web 2 people, I can say, hey, so who are you? What do you like, right? What do you want to do with Web 3? And they go, well, the type of games that I like are more Tetris-y, big dope. I've got 2 projects right here, right? They're part of our community, of our group of games that all of us as a community play, right? Or you like first-person shooters, cool. I've got Undead Blocks right here. Or I like trading card games like Magic the Gathering. Oh, no way. Bro, I've got like 2 games just like that and 3 other that are kind of like that. Like, come check these communities out. Find one you fit in. You're far more likely to get people to join our community who are not familiar with it if they have something that is more fitting for them, right? Than if I only have 1 project or 2 projects and I'm going, you should check this game out. You're going to get rich, or join us because we're awesome. Like, trying to force them into one community, you're less likely to gain a community member than if you have 10 or 15 communities and they get to pick. And you can kind of tailor it to theirs. That's what I'm trying to do. That's where I'm building for the next few years.
Absolutely.
And that's what my dream is. So it helps you guys understand why I am and who I am. I hate the fact I'm dumping on DeFi Kingdom so hard right now. It will end. I'm building towards that. I'm not worried about it because that just means we're going to get back in cheaper, y'all. Like, there's more coming. And heck, if this freaking the next crypto gem pops, oh, bro, yeah, no, like all sorts of happy things happen. So,
dude, I'm stoked. Yeah. So
thank you for letting me go on my rant. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Just a little bit inside my crazy.
Yep. So iOS code pointed out right here. Yep. The rollout will begin next week. There it is. And it's expected to continue over approximately 1 week. So here's what goes first. Mini contract upgrades. Okay. And he said that there will be it will be some downtimes and some API upgrades and stuff.
Well, they're going to have to like point the front end at the new back end smart contracts in some cases. So there'll be a periodic interruption.
And on this part, I mean, I'm pretty sure he said it'll start this weekend. So some of the upgrades will be starting over the weekend. I think what Magnet said.
It makes sense. They'll probably start dropping the smart contracts onto the chains in preparation, and then the interruptions will be after they've tested the smart contracts and they're integrating them to the front end.
Yeah.
So the actual upgrades we see will happen next week, but they're going to start dropping code and testing it this weekend.
Yep. So then there's going to be the re-rolling, revealing of gathering profession bonuses for existing pets. And I should pull up my notes because, it's interesting. Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah, baby.
So I have a question, and I want y'all to leave a comment down below. Let's have like a little impromptu poll here. Plus, that way we're interacting with Grady's content and helping it get out there. Also, make sure you like it real quick, y'all. Help Grady get his content out there, get more followers, get more people who can find DeFi Kingdoms.
Yep. So
but the question, which go ahead, I completely forgot the question.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover here, and then we're also going live next, right after this. We're just going to go again, and we're going to get a full gameplay demo of Mind Games, baby.
Yes, sir.
So here's there's going to be an 8-hour bridge downtime. Okay, that's one of the contract upgrades. And so I guess the only thing that will be down maybe is the bridge. Okay, new APIs tomorrow.
That makes
sense. New bridge upgrades followed by other downtimes next week. Okay, and then pet bonuses. That's coming, I guess, maybe. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. It's going to be like a dynamic game changer. Brings a whole new aspect of value into the game.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you can find that perfect pet that matches with your hero perfectly, like, bro,
it's going to be crazy. So we're going to go over this here a little bit. So we first do a re-roll of all of our pets, and it's one of like 8 or 10 different possibilities as far as what the profession bonus is going to be for the gathering profession questing. They get one bonus. So I spent a lot of time clarifying this with Mr. Zipper and Bolin. Okay. So, all right. So
yeah, the way that works, from my understanding, is like they have a gathering bonus that's either 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Then there's a list of like 10 different bonuses that can relate to.
Yeah,
and
we'll get to that.
RNG assigns one of those to each pet. So each pet is going to be unique. It'll be the same picture, but it might have one of 10 different gathering skills, and then the same for crafting. And I believe there was a third one, wasn't there?
Yeah, we'll get to that here in just a second. We'll get to that.
All right, go for it. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, and these rollout releases will happen one at a time. So the first pet bonus, pet reroll to see what the profession bonus is. All new pets, and then all new pets will have it on already. And then also the new blue and gray pet ultra odd variants gets thrown in there. Okay. And then
real quick, I remember the poll. Everybody jump in the messages or comments at some point and tell me, do you think it would be better to hatch your eggs now or right after the updates hit? Which do you think is going to be a better chance of getting something cool? Will you get it in the re-roll or the original roll?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. And then this other thing is this ultra odd variant, which he said doesn't matter as far as the end gameplay but I still think eventually they're going to make that matter, but not anytime soon.
Not necessarily, right? I mean, that's part of the speculation. I enjoy the speculation, but everyone needs to be prepared to accept the fact that they do like building stuff in that's just for like collector value, like the shiny. Shiny does absolutely nothing. They put it in there just so it looks cooler, so it's more collectible, but it gives you no advantage whatsoever in the game anywhere at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that Grady isn't going to build a game next month that, like, if your cards are shiny, you can use them, and if they're not, you can't, right? This is Web3. Anybody can use that NFT and any one of its metadata to do anything they want. So it might have use in the future, but this team isn't concerned with building that in there.
Yeah, man. So, okay. Yeah, lots of good no difference on getting abilities with reroll or hatch. I'm waiting to hatch till after because he wants the ultra rare variants. That's what iOS Code had said too on the channel.
There's a good reason.
So we're going to get sometime next week first pet bonus reroll and see what the profession bonus is. And then all new pets after that will have them. Then next update. And these are just going to go over the span of what it was. He said just a few days, quote, but it looks like this.
Let's be real. I'm going to safe side that because nothing this big happens without incident.
As it says,
I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 bugs to pop up where they pause and go, ooh, we're going to wait a week or two for the next one, right? I mean, look at all of those bullets. I'm going to give this at least a month for full rollout. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, it might. Approximately 1 week here instead of a few days. Okay, so then okay, so pet, food, crafting, and power up will then be the following update, and it enables the equipping of the pets and the green egg hatching all come, and dual season 4 all gets added in that update. Then there's going to be the quest core 3 development for profession 10 level quests and upgrading the profession 10 or profession 0 quest. Then the next update is to then activate the pet governing profession bonuses. So where we can actually activate them, I guess, onto the heroes. Okay. So I guess that comes last.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. All right. So check this out. This is the real alpha here to start the rollout. Yeah, it's like a hero's best friend is what it's called. And there's going to be a giveaway. So we could hit on that. Okay. Where did it go?
For all the projects out there watching, that is one thing that DeFi Kingdoms really does well. They understand that all these tokens that they're creating inside the game, it's basically free to create them. And they're very giving with those tokens. It makes the community happy. Everybody loves a giveaway. Everybody loves winning something.
Yeah.
So just by giving something that's totally free, maybe it's like 5-10 minutes of your time to organize it, mint it, and send it out, whatever. But that has huge effects on your community. So if you run a project and you have tokens like this, I'm definitely not talking about you, the projects that we're working with, DC, MG, or any of the other ones, UB, right? Definitely give away what you can. It's smart. It's free.
Yeah, right. I love it. I love the giveaways. It makes it fun. Yeah. So preparing for pet utility, feeding and equipping in order for their bonuses to apply. Pets will need to be bonded or equipped. Okay. And so then they got to be fed and equipped. That's when these bonuses come into play. And there's 2 ways they can be fed. And one will actually give an XP boost, a small XP boost if you go for the better, more premium pet food.
I know what Grady's going to be doing.
So yeah,
I want 99% octane. Can you get me that?
Right. And so, and I had asked Zelly's, like, is he going to be able to implement all this? I asked him like a couple weeks ago,
no
before
doubt
today, but he was like, yeah, he's going to be all over it, like white on rice. So
dude's got skills.
I know I need to get switched fast to help her. Okay. So because all this stuff needs to just get done for us on its own. Okay. So right now, all existing pets have mysterious bonuses. with the release of Heroes Best Friend patch, players will be able to reveal their pets gathering profession bonuses. This process will work similarly to Heroes rolling their crafting genes, and the details of the bonus will be shown in the back of the card. So we have a new pet there, an Elder Mushroom. And we see it here. Increase experience gained from gardening quests by 41%. And that's exact.
Huge.
That's
exactly. Well, the range, right? Like it's 35% to 50% was the mythic bonus. So I have a feeling it'll be RNG. It'll be card to card. Like you might have the exact same card with the exact same bonus, but it's 48% or it's 49%. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's going to be different on each card. So I always had the thought that when they go quest, every time they quest, there's an RNG range, but not on this. It's an actual specific percentage every time they quest. And I did clarify that with
them. If you think about it, it makes more sense, right? It's less randomness on the code that has to run constantly. It's run one time, applied to all of them. It makes the coding easier. It makes the coding a little bit smaller, right? So there's less gas usage, which makes the transaction cheaper. So kind of big brain on the part of the team there. I like it.
Yep. So every pet when bonded and fed provides a static bonus to the experience gained. So this is in addition to. So common pet does give 4 XP. So this was like what I was trying to wrap my mind around. Okay. And we always heard in the past, right? We have it even documented where it's 70 to 90% for a mythic pet, just automatic XP bonus. And that's like a roll every time they quest. So we thought, well, this is different.
Maybe they nerfed it a little bit and they were assuming like at the max. So when they have the bonus to where you could get up to the 50%, they had to think about this and be like, okay, so this can only be 20. And if they stack it with that with that pet bonus, then it equals 70%. And that's the max we can allow and not break the economy of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So all these XP bonuses stack, but one takeaway I got right away was the stars on the card makes a bigger difference than the rarity of the card. Because for example, like, so if you have a legendary 3-star pet, for example, like a 2-star,
like a 9-star, like if you have a legendary 9-star, that's better than most mythics, even if it's legendary.
That could be the case. Most mythics,
100%, because it's got 3 mythic 3 stars, right? So that is better than most mythic cards. Like I've heard them say that before in an AMA. That, like you just said, it's the same thing you just said, right? The rarity of the stars is more important than the rarity of the card. It doesn't matter if it's mythic. It could be a legendary with 3 3-stars. That's 3 mythic level skills. That's better than a mythic with 2 3-stars or 2 3-stars and a 2-star even, because those 3 3s are better than those 3 2s, period, point blank, always and ever. If you had a common with 3 3-stars, that'd be better than a lot of mythics. Not possible. They don't do that, but the point.
Yeah, most mythics have usually, like, I don't think I've seen a mythic with fewer than like 6 or 7 stars total. I don't even know. 6. I don't know if I've seen a mythic.
Usually they've got 3.
Yeah, they usually is like a 3-2-2 or a 3-3-2 or a 3-3-3, like pretty much every time, I think. So the only difference here between the legendary and the mythic, as far as the overall card rarity, is 4% XP bonus. So that was like wowzers, eye opener for me.
4% there, right? But the stars won't really matter, as we just said. So it's literally just that 4% difference. Legendary cards just got a whole lot better.
That's it. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's really 10. If it's a mythic card, you've got 1 out of 11 different possibilities here. Okay. Let me see. Can I zoom this in some more for you guys?
Now, something I'm curious about. When the hero gains the skill, is that like a permanent thing, or will I lose it if I detach the pet?
So the skill will always, these bonuses will always follow the pet.
Right. That's what I figured.
Yeah, and they'll never be re-rolled again. They each get, it's only one bonus they get. And when it rolls, okay, if it's a 1-star, it has this first one, it's an increased experience gained. That's the one we just saw up above. Okay.
Right.
And if it's just a 1-star, he'll either get an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13% every time it quests experience bonus.
Yep.
If this efficient angler hits,
is the skill that it rolls for gathering, and it has the fishing.
That's right. And so,
and if it's a 2-star, they get 18 to 28% bonus, and if it's a 3-star fishing, then they get 35 to 50%.
Right,
and that pairs up with the one from the rarity, the like 4 up to 20%.
Yeah,
talking about. Yep. I love it.
So that's coming soon, and that once it's there for life on that card. So if that's what your card is, it's an increased experience gain for this part. Okay, so let's say you've got a mythic and this hits and it's 41%. That means every time that thing quests, it gets 41% XP gain plus this 20% on top of that. So that's a 61%.
Sorry.
Okay, for the fact that it's a mythic card. Okay, and then plus you can feed it the premium food and give it a little more there as well. Okay, so the max it looks like it could have, just based off this efficient one plus being a mythic card, is 70%, like you said. Okay, but that's not going to hit very often because you only have a 1 in 11 chance of that hitting. Okay, so but these other ones, a lot of these other ones will directly still impact the XP. Okay, so that's where I think some of these might be really, really good. Whereas if you're getting more fish every time you quest, okay, that's where the XP can really come. So increased chance of catching multiple fish. And those are like smaller fish, actually.
What Grady's getting at there is the XP you gain on each profession quest you go on is based off of what you find.
Right.
So if you have a higher chance of finding more fish, each one of those extra fish you find gets you more experience. So it's like a backdoor way to get more XP.
Yeah.
It just doesn't say it explicitly.
I think you're right, Sir Worm. It's usually 333s or 332. Most of them are 333 or 332. I think you might be able to get a 322 for a mythic. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah. And the higher tier fish give you higher XP. That's right. So that's really the better one. But he said something a little different. If you go back and listen to the AMA, what Hubert said specifically about the bountiful catch, increased chance of catching multiple fish, he was talking about extra rolls, like extra rolls in there. So, and it's pretty significant here. I mean, big, especially for the mythic one here, up to 185% increase.
Yo, OP combo, I'm telling you right now, having 2 pets.
Right.
One with the astute angler. Put that one on first. That's a high percentage return for mythic, right?
Yeah.
Get that fishing skill up, then get up there. Once you have a high fishing skill, after you get it up to like maybe 10 or something like that, then you drop the high volume fish one, the fortune seeker, or the bountiful catch, or one of those ones with a high percentage bonus, that are going to give you a backdoor XP bonus, as well as giving you something you can sell or use in as materials in potions or whatever.
Yeah, so I guess this one just gives you a reroll, maybe, or something. Increased chance of catching multiple fish versus increased chance of catching rare fish versus increased chance of catching high value fish. So I guess, there's 3 different ones there.
So you think about it, the high value fish is probably a low percentage, maybe like a 1 to 3%. So even if that doubles or triples, that's still a really low percent.
Yep.
So that's not as valuable as just catching multiple fish, because that's a really low percent. You catch 2 or 3 or 5 bloaters as opposed to 1 bloater.
Yep.
So it's more likely to hit. Makes more sense. I get what you're getting at. I like
then
it.
you have an increased egg chance to get eggs. Okay.
Yo.
And then an increased chance of finding runes, which is interesting. Okay. Increased effective fishing skill. Okay. And what this one means is that this one will not raise your skill stat. It won't raise it, like actually give you increased chances to increase that stat. It doesn't do that. What it does is it increases the chances of that fishing skill to, in the quest, be more effective. Versus,
so essentially what it is it's a number in an algorithm, right? You have your base skill in like a math problem that happens when the smart contract is triggered and figures out what you get against RNG, or a random number generator.
yeah,
This number at being higher, just an increased chance, like having a 50% hit point buff to make you 50% stronger temporarily. It just makes that number bigger in the algorithm, which gives you increased chances of getting something awesome.
Yeah. And so versus the astute angler, this one increases the chance for the fishing skill stat to increase, to actually get higher. So he specifically said on this one, astute angler, that you want this pet is most ideal when the hero's at a low level or a low profession level. Okay. So that you'll more quickly hit that profession level 10 and beyond. Now, here's the question. Once you hit profession level 20, and I even have some pets that are profession level 20 over profession level 21, like profession level 21.5. Okay. Is it even going to be worth having this on there? Probably not. So we'll want to eventually detach that pet, possibly. Or is it going to kind of open the door to increase that profession? I guess a profession 10 level quest will already open the door regardless.
That's what I was going to say. Right now, no. But as soon as they open that next update, you might want to transfer them back all over to your top tier heroes that you want to use for PvP. Get them skilled up real quick so they can run quests at the next highest tier, get them up that 5 or 10 levels or whatever, and then put them back on your lower level ones to keep grinding those ones up, and change something like higher percentage of catching fish or something like that on those ones, or better crafting, or whatever it is you end up doing with them.
Yep. Okay, and then this one is the actual, you gain X% chance to receive an extra item roll on top of it. So like for fishing, it would kind of be like giving you 5 additional stamina, 5 additional, so it's like a whole nother roll for that series, roll for that quest.
So the question though, because up above it specifies fish and here it says item. So when it specifies item, is that all encompassing?
It's
Or does
all,
that word mean everything except for the fish, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it only means tiers and runes.
Well, I think it's basically like going on another 5 stamina quest. That's my takeaway. And so you have a chance for that to happen. Like when you start, a hero starts at level 1, you use 25 stamina, and they can go, and that's 5 quests for a fisher. But once they hit level 10,
on each quest, do I get a single item roll?
Yes.
Each one of those 5?
On each quest, then you can look at that chart. That Stronghold had that chart where every time they go on every quest attempt, which requires 5 stamina, you get a roll for all the items that go through. And it's the highest one is like a 19% chance to hit a bloater fish on that one. And then it goes down from there all the way to an egg has like a 0.1 or a 0.01% chance to hit an egg. Well, basically you get a whole nother one of those rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yep. And then this one is specifically tiers. Okay.
Yep.
So the only one I see, or I guess there's two here that I see that you might want to be moving around to different heroes over time. That's this astute angler. Once they hit, kind of cap out that profession skill, you want to move it off onto a different hero.
Yep.
And on this one, if the XP taps out eventually, like hits level 20, of course, you want to move that one off and put something else on it. Okay. And then here's what's interesting. Only 3-star questing pets will be able to be used to combine, which this surprises me because if you get a pet with this skill, okay, and then you move a hero and combine it with that pet, it basically, you gain that fishing profession gene.
Right.
Okay.
So it helps you increase, like, get better results. Where, like, if you've got, like, say, a ninja that's a miner, and that ninja has agility and luck because it's like got a thief or a pirate for a subclass or something like that. So it's really good with agility and luck, and it'd make a great fisher, but it's a miner, right? Strap this fisher, the innate angler on it, and now all of a sudden it has that fishing bonus too. So you can get that up to a high level and really start cranking out some eggs. Because for those that didn't know, the luck may or may not come into play as to whether or not you find eggs. So
yeah, for eggs
as well.
So, here's the thing though with this, you're not going to want to use this much because I would still rather send that ninja mining if I could, because I could attach a pet to that ninja as a miner and then get one of these, because otherwise it's as if he's questing as a fisher, as if he didn't have a pet at that point, you know?
Bro, if my hero was like level 30 and its agility and luck were like 100 and its strength and endurance were like 25 to 50, I'd be damn sure putting an innate angler on that guy because he's going to be so much more effective as a fisher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see, they're all still small. We got to remember that, right? I mean, the highest heroes are what, like level 21, 22, 23 or something like that at most. If they can even get that high, like they might not be able to go past 20 for all I know. I don't know.
And then you also have to deal with
they're going up to level 100. So there's going to be big differences between some of these stats. The one that they're naturally good at are going to be much higher than the ones they're not. So you're going to want them to be the profession that aligns with their class. If possible.
I don't know, man, because first you got to deal with the profession stat that matters 2/3. The stats only matter 1/3. You got to build up that questing. So that ninja in that scenario is going to have to build up his fishing stat. Okay. And on the whole ways through, he's missing out on one of these other bonuses while still having to feed the pet. So it better be a hell of a good scenario to do that, is kind of my point.
Well, yeah, of course. You're not going to want to do that with all of your heroes and all of your pets. No.
Yeah.
But there would be certain circumstances where you've got certain heroes that just, they're really bad at what they're doing now, and they'd be much better if they were doing something else. Yeah. To where you can flip the script on them.
And it will only be used on my high value miners where the profession doesn't align, because or I'm just going to probably be selling that card. So that was my mindset. I was like, he should have
probably going to be more useful for people who have a smaller amount of cards that are like specifically tailored for their PvP and what they want, right? That's not going to be something that somebody like you with 1,000 NFTs is going to want, because you don't even want to figure out which one to put it on, right? But somebody that only has 20 of them so that they have a nice little click.
Yeah, and especially wasting a mythic card on that, on top of that. And so it's like that. It would make more sense if common and rare was also check marked here. But yeah, I guess, just a straight check mark, huh?
I mean, that gives value to those. You said that the only real difference is that that 4% XP gain, right? Now we just found something else. It's the only one. It's got to be mythic. That's definitely a bonus to having a mythic. If it's every single mythic can do that, is that what that says? Am I reading it right?
Yeah, every mythic that gets this innate angler, it's just an automatic. You can switch the profession of whatever hero into a fisher.
Well, here's a question.
So sage miners, and the only time I'll use this too is just for my miners and maybe a few gardeners.
Is that's going to work that way though, or is that going to be every single fishing mythic is able to do that as like a bonus?
No, it's one. They get it's rolled, and you only get one of these.
You're sure? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
That makes sense. I'd like it better if it was like just an extra bonus for it being mythic, because like you said, the only real bonus is that 4% XP.
Yeah, or 20%. They still do get the 20% XP bonus.
Right, but it's only 4% over legendary. Yeah. So meh.
But yeah, so just for that, that's the only thing that's a little bit, yeah, they probably should have had that checked across all the cards potentially. But
checked across all of them, or just be like a magical bonus, because how many mythic pets are there out there really?
There's only like 1,500
tops. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but one takeaway I have here right off the bat, so this was the biggest thing I was looking at, okay, is are the common 1-star pets going to be worth it? And my answer, I think, comes back to being a yes. Most of the time,
how you strap them on, yeah. I mean, if you put a fishing, a 2-star fishing pet on a miner, maybe not, but you put it on a fisher, it might be.
Yeah. So with these bonuses, when you look at it, you know, I think it's going to be worth it, and at least in some of them. Yes. Plus, you're guaranteed to get the 4% rarity boost as well. But
they might not all be worth it to you, but they'll be worth it to someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I think so.
They're all going to have value. They're all, somebody's hero will find use.
Yeah, especially like the experience gain.
But
if the experience gain here turns out being a 10, 11, 12, 13%, plus it gets the 4%. Okay, now that's equal to that power up, the jewel power up. And so you double that and it's worth it.
So how much more do you have on your agenda of what you want to talk about? Because we're down to like 10 minutes max. I need to kind of quick break real quick between streams.
Right. So I'm saying we're done now. Yeah, we've already gone longer than I wanted to. Okay.
So much more to talk about, bro.
Yeah, but we got it. We covered it. I think we covered everything. I might do another video on this.
That was only 2 of the 3 articles. So wasn't there a 3rd article we didn't even get to?
No, this is it. This is the 3rd. We got through it all.
Dark summoning. Pets. What was the 3rd one?
This one. So this one is the
pets one. There's the dark summoning one. What was the 3rd one?
It's the giveaway for hatching the eggs. Right.
That's what it was. Yep.
And I didn't quite cover it.
Okay. We didn't really cover it, but everybody go hit their Medium up. It's DeFi Kingdoms. Make sure you I would recommend creating an account if you don't have one. It's free just to create one, and you can support your projects by dropping those 50 likes, leaving a message there also, just like on Twitter, and it helps the algorithm push that content out to other people so it just gets found, which in turn helps you in your investment, right? In your game, because people find it. So jump on there if you can, their Medium site, love their stuff, or give it the 50 claps just by holding the 5 seconds and leave that message, please. Thank you. Do yourself that favor.
Yep. And we're going to wrap this up now. Sorry we didn't cover more of this. And okay. And I didn't quite catch the comments, but I'm pumped overall on this update. What was a little surprising, overall rarity of card seems a bit nerfed, but also I think the common 1-star pets in many, many cases will be very worth it, especially anything 2-star period on the same, anything having 2 profession gathering stars. And that could even potentially be a common, not very often. If you get those 2 stars, definitely worth it. And then anything 3-star in the profession gathering. And we know down the road, it's probably going to be similar for the crafting and the combat baby. I think the combat or the duels bonus will also come into play here for having a pet. I don't know how much they really got into that, but the way it made it sound like to me is just if it has a pet, yes or no. And I wonder if he tries to add anything else to that. That'll be interesting to see, baby. Yes.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how they tie it into duels. I love the fact they've got so many different things. I can see it. Like I was a big fan of like oh doggone it, the Fallout series. Bethesda games. Where it's like post-apocalyptic and you have like the little bottle caps and there's the game. I can see duels being that someday, like for DeFi Kingdoms as it grows over the years into bigger and more games and just kind of expands as an ecosystem. But I got to jump off real quick. Mad love to y'all.
We're going live.
Love me some DeFi Kingdoms.
Going live in 5 minutes. We're going to do full gameplay demo of Mind Games, baby, with Ogre. Let's go. Love you guys. Yeah. We'll be right back. The video's already out there. So I'll just fire it up. Love you guys. Crypto Grady, Ogre, out, baby.